Right, what's up and welcome to the channel. My name is Hegshot. Thanks so much for joining me today as we are looking at two Smith & Wessons here. We got the M&P Shield Plus versus the new Smith & Wesson CSX, and we're going to take a look at both these pistols. I'm going to tell you pros and cons. I will tell you there's videos on both of these guns individually, so if there's something I miss here, you can check out the individual reviews. I will link them down below. Big thanks to our patrons for your support. If you'd like to become a patron or channel member, I'll leave a link down below. Really helps us out. Thank you so much. And if you're not subscribed, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button and let me know after the video which one of these pistols you like and why. And to me, there is a clear winner here. And I'm going to take you through everything, show you how they shoot side by side. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get into it. Before I get to that, I want to thank today's sponsor. Check this out. So what Hyper-Eon has made are these RFID NFC Bluetooth blockers. And basically you slide your key in here, close the case. I try to start up my truck, no key detected. It won't work. So basically you get home every single day, put your key in there, and you don't have anything to worry about. And if you have a push button start vehicle and they're able to get your signal with these relay boxes that can be easily had, they can drive off with your vehicle, your second biggest investment outside of your home. And it could just go away without you even knowing, which is pretty crazy. Even if you don't have a push button start vehicle, just a regular lock, unlock type of key, they can still get into your car and steal your stuff. So all of my viewers, all of my subscribers get 25% off plus free shipping. So you're talking about a $40 investment to protect one of your biggest investments, and also protect your privacy, because I don't know if you've ever been stolen from. It sucks. It's one of the worst feelings ever. And if I can protect myself with something like this, yeah, I'm definitely down to do that. They also have a Juggernaut series like this. I actually prefer the Centennial just because I like the way it opens and the top doesn't come off. But they both have their little pros and cons. So there you go. There's the Hyper-Eon, man. Links down below with your discount code ready for you. So a very small investment to protect a very big one. That is from Hyper-Eon. Thanks to those guys for their support and supporting our community here with that awesome discount code. All right, let's get into this, man. And let's start with just basic specs. So on the CSX, which is new to the Smith & Wesson family, you're coming in at 19.5 ounces unloaded, 6.1 inches overall length, 1.1 inches wide, and 4.6 inches high. On the Shield Plus, you are looking at 20.2 ounces unloaded with an overall length of 6.1, 1.1 inches wide, and 4.6 inches high. So very close in comparison. And if we look to see what that actually looks like, and I assume what they're going off of is from beaver tail on the CSX to the end of the slide on the Shield. And if we do that, they are essentially the same. If we look at the widths of them, they are going to be essentially the same. And if we put them on their backs, they are a little bit different. 4.6 and 4.6. Yeah, 4.6 and 4.6. I'm not seeing that here. Maybe they're going with the tallest mag in this one, possibly. And then in that case, yeah, we're pretty much there. Okay, so maybe my numbers somewhere are off, but I don't think so. Regardless, they are very close in size. So if we walk around the CSX really quick, let's talk about the main features that separate it from the Shield Plus. So essentially you have a 1911 style-ish type of action. So you have front and rear slide serrations. They are not fish scale style, more of a vertical cut. You have an easy style tabs to help in charging up the gun. So it's just a little set of wings that are kind of milled into the back of the slide just to aid in that right there. Single action only, so you're going to want to engage that safety. You know, if you're on a loaded chamber, you know, and you're carrying the gun, you want to have that safety engaged. Slide stop, all of that stuff is ambidextrous all the way across the board here, which is really nice. 3-dot setup right here. So a clean setup. You don't have any kind of night sights or anything like that for this yet. Although by the time of this video, by the time you see this video, all of that could change. You know, things are changing super quick. But as of right now, you don't have that. Serrated on the top there. Interchangeable palm swell. I talked about this in the original review of this gun. Kind of aggressive grip texturing here. And an 18-degree grip angle that makes it feel really, really good in the hand. Magazine release, they give you an extra one for the right-hand side of the gun in case you are left-handed, flared ejection port, and all of that good stuff, and a single action only trigger, which we'll talk about both triggers after the shooting part of the review because that's going to be a major point of this video. Overall, nice gun if you like a single action only 1911 style gun. By the way, you can charge the gun with the safety engaged right there. Comes with 110 and 112 round magazine, as you can see right here, with the little sleeve on it. Now I do want to show you with the Shield Plus, which comes with a 10 and a 13 round mag, what the difference looks like there. And you can see the Shield Plus looks significantly taller, probably almost by an inch, to gain one additional round there. So Shield Plus, let's look at this and the features that it holds, kind of just like the original Shield in a way, or the Shield M2.0 with some improvements. I'd say more like the Shield 2.0. Front and rear slide serrations, although the serrations do not come all the way up on the Shield Plus. I imagine any future iterations of the Shield will have that, since they've kind of gone to a full serrated or a full length serration in the front since the release of this gun. They are the fish scale style, which I've always had really good luck with. I do really like this on the back here though, so we'll talk a little bit more about that in pros and cons. But it's just kind of flat back here with a standard style serration in the rear. Less aggressive on the texturing than the M2.0 Shield. And this is just a really good balance right here. Keeps the gun locked into your hand. They both have view ports right there. And the other side of the gun, there is no ambidextrous features as far as a slide stop. And you can really tell as far as that feature right there between this slide stop and this one. The Shield Plus has everything a little bit more low profile, although neither one of them stick out too much. You just have less going on the Shield Plus because the safeties are internal. But you can get this gun with or without a safety if that's something that you choose to do. The magazine release sticks out a little bit further on the Shield Plus than it does the CSX. Neither one of them are too much of an issue. You see that little sleeve right there kind of catching up on the back part, the fatty part of my hand. Again, this one kind of moves, and they, in my opinion, they went the opposite direction of what they should have on this piece. Because like on the Shield Plus, they kept this piece stationary, and it works really good. It's long enough to where, if you'll notice, the back of the gun here is actually formed to where you're not gonna really, it's long enough to where you're not really gonna hit the fatty part of your hand, unless you have like huge hands, which you may, but it just seems to drop out of there seamlessly. As opposed to this one, it's shorter than that one, obviously. But when you go to release that, this part right here catches on the part, at least my hands, which kind of inhibits the way this gun releases right there, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. It's just a minor point, but something I definitely wanted to point out nonetheless. Flat face trigger on the Shield Plus, and that's pretty much it, man. They improved the trigger, they improved the capacity, and the sights on this thing, it's more of a ramp style, as opposed to the style right here that you could actually charge the gun off of a belt or a boot or anything like that. Or at least my version of the Shield Plus, it's more ramped, so you're not really going to be able to do that on this version. One thing you're going to do with the Shield Plus that you're not going to be able to do with the CSX as of now is you can get a ported version, you can get one that will allow for an optic and things like that. Any more options for the Shield Plus than there are the CSX when it comes to that. So let's break them down, then we're going to go to the range, then we're going to talk about pros and cons and check out the triggers. Lock this one back to the rear. You can flip the little thing down if you wanted to, but just flip that down. Boom. Make sure you're clear. Pull the trigger. Comes right off. Dual captive recoil spring on the Shield Plus. This one, a little bit more involved, but not too much. You're just going to pull it back to about right there. There is a pin on the other side that you can basically use the tip of a bullet. It's a captive pin. Pull that out. Slide comes off with a single captive recoil spring right there. We don't need to check out the internals because we've already done that in each individual video. Make sure that's lined up. Push it through like that. Boom. Good to go. Right here. Again, we're going to put this just like this. And the CSX does have more of a full-length rail as opposed to the split-up version here. Doesn't mean a whole lot. Both of them are super reliable, or have been. I know the Shield is reliable, and can't say we've run enough rounds to the CSX to say it's 100% reliable. Again, any man-made object from Glock to SIG to Smith & Wesson, Ruger, any of these guys can have an issue. It's just something you have to adapt, and now I'm not saying it's acceptable, but on the same hand, these are things that you would have to kind of overcome. That's why you train, you know, tap rack, whatever the case may be. You want to account for that, because every gun will have a failure at some point. But both of these so far have been reliable, and Shields, countless Shields, are known to be reliable guns. So it's just one of those things, okay? So there we go. We've kind of looked at size comparison, how they look next to each other, some of the features that differentiate the two. Let's hit the range. And once we leave the range and we come back here, that's where these guns really start to separate themselves, at least for me personally. So let's go out there. When we come back, we'll check out the triggers, pros and cons, all that good stuff. I'll see y'all in a minute. Wow. Frickin' Shield Plus is amazing. There's no doubt about it.
I like this one better. I like the trigger better. There's more recoil, but I like it better.
You feel more recoil?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, your shots are way better too.
More recoil, but the trigger is 10 times better.
Ain't no comparison, dude. No comparison. All right, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that. Let's check out the triggers here, and then we'll talk about what we found out here. So on the CSX, again, it's a single action only. You have this little tab right here for some reason on this gun. A little bit of take up, hit the wall, boom. Brakes, reset, nope, yep. Brake, reset, nope, yep, right there. So let's pull it here. I think we're about 7 pounds, maybe a little over in the review. Yep, 7 pounds, 6 ounces. We're not gonna pull it again. It's about in that same range. On the Shield Plus, you have a little tab right here. Internal safeties, of course, flat face trigger. hit the wall, boom. Reset, no guess. It's right there. Boom. Let's pull it on here. Let's see what it pulls in at. Weight is not everything, but it's something. 6 pounds, 14 ounces. Let's try it again. 6 pounds, 3 ounces. I think it was closer to 6 pounds in the review. Let's pull one more time. I know that first one I kind of got off the 6 pounds, 9 ounces. Let's call it 6.5 pounds just for good measure. Both of them are close in the weight department, but very different in the way they shoot. I don't know how well this translated on screen. I think it translated pretty well, but the Shield has a more predictable trigger. When you pull that trigger, boom, shot goes off, reset right there. And the CSX is accurate for what it is, but when you shoot these guns compared to each other, there's two things that really jump out to me. First of all, this gun seems more accurate. I don't know if it's more experience or whatever the case may be. It seems more accurate. It's got a better trigger in it, better reset. The trigger all the way around on this gun seems better. It also seems like it has a little bit less recoil to it, and it is a little bit heavier, not a ton. You're talking about an ounce, but sometimes those little things like that can make a pretty big difference. All the way around though, let's talk about pros and cons and then we'll kind of get to this. At the range, neither one of them had any issues to speak of. That's fantastic. Both of them are pretty accurate in their own right. The Shield Plus, great capacity, great size. They fixed everything that was pretty much wrong with the original Shield and then expanded on the Shield M2.0. Magazine release, everything works as it should. I trust this gun. I carry this gun almost every single day. Between this and the P365, sometimes I'll rotate some other ones in there just to do it. But the Shield Plus has been with me almost every day for a while, dude. And I absolutely love this gun and I trust this gun. And shooting it again at the range, when we did the comparison, man, it's so natural. It's got such a great trigger to it. The capacity has been increased. There's not a lot to hate about the gun. It's not really set up for a left-handed shooter, so that's something you could ding it on. If you want one with an optic, you can get one with an optic or a plate for an optic. You can get them ported. You can get them a little bit longer barrels if you want to. So there's not a lot to hate on this gun, really at all. If we compare the sights, yeah, I think the sights on the CSX are actually a little bit better. I think the texturing, I actually kind of like the little bit more aggressive texturing on the CSX. And I also like these slide serrations on the CSX just a little bit better. I think they do a better job. I think this little easy tab that's milled into the slide just helps just a little bit with charging the gun up, especially if you have any kind of weaker dexterity in your hands, carpal tunnel, whatever the case may be. I really like that a lot. I like what they've done here and gone to these serrations. I just think they work better. I don't know. I like them better in that regard. The Shield Plus doesn't have a provision here where you can change the backstrap. And that's something else the CSX actually has. The CSX, to me, the trigger is the #1 issue. For a single action, it just doesn't seem as refined as it could be. This part I can deal with. This little false reset drives me nuts because I'm feeling that. I'm feeling that tactile and I'm hearing it as well a lot of the times, mainly feeling it. And when I feel that, I tend to shoot off of that. Right, wrong, or indifferent, but it's not the actual reset on the gun. So I think they could have paid more attention and did a better job at cleaning up that trigger, making it a little bit, just a little bit crisper all the way around. I'm also not a fan of having to use this safety each and every time, and that just comes with the territory here. But compared to the Shield Plus, I'd rather load it up and know it's just ready to go. I just have to keep my finger where it should be until I'm ready to fire and be safe about it, and it is what it is. It's ready to go. I don't like the idea of having to contend with the safety in the middle of a stressful situation that is probably going to take less than 10 seconds, if not shorter. If I have to pull my gun in self-defense, I want to be able to pull it, boom, that's it. I don't want to really contend with that. Can you train for this? Yes. Is it a knock on the gun on its own? No. But compared to the Shield Plus, I like and trust the Shield Plus better. I think it's a better shooter. And I think for the capacity and the size, I don't know how many people would choose the CSX over the Shield Plus. I know I wouldn't. Personally, I think the Shield Plus is just a better gun all the way around, although I do like some of the features that they put on the CSX. But if it's my money and I'm carrying every single day, I'm taking the Shield Plus. That's just me. So I'd love to hear what your opinion is down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. And as always, hold 'em down.